Hello, and welcome to another week of Light to My Path, our 2025 Bible reading plan. This week we are reading again from Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, chapters 6 through 10. Here in these days of reading, you're going to see Paul address a bunch of different issues that are really very practical, like what we do with our bodies, sexuality stuff, marriage, lawsuits amongst believers, what kind of food we eat, all these kind of things. And basically, and you could kind of like trace your way through this, in each section that he addresses, he's basically applying this ethic, this rule of like self-giving love, of putting the other first, the way of the cross, that looks like foolishness to the world, right? But to God, it's God's power, it's God's wisdom, it's God's way. He's basically applying this in different ways. It's about putting yourself last and putting the other person first. And how does that basically play itself out in these difficult and different issues that the Corinthian church was facing? It's very applicable for us today. If you go through and kind of trace what are the principles, like how is, whether Paul uses the word or not, how is he teaching them to love like Jesus by laying down his own life, his own preferences, his own wants, his own desires for the sake of the other? You'll learn a lot and you'll be able to apply it to your life. I think chapter 8 is the chapter where he is talking about like the food that's sacrificed to idols. And I mean, the basic situation was that in Corinth, it was a Greek metropolitan big city, and they worshipped all kinds of gods and goddesses. And part of the way society worked was that people would sacrifice food to gods and goddesses and this sort of thing. And Christians were not supposed to do any of that. But the question was, what if you're supposed to eat that food? Can you eat it or whatever? And Paul's basically like, look, that stuff doesn't mean anything. It's those gods and goddesses aren't real. And so the food sacrificed to them, it's just food. And so if all things were equal, go ahead and eat the food. As long as it's good with your conscience, it's not going to do anything. The issue, though, is if there's someone there who, by seeing you eat, their faith falls apart, their faith crumbles, then even though you have the right to eat that food, you should forego that right for the sake of the other. And that's the basic ethic that's happening there. That's what they need to learn, is like, we have these rights. We have this freedom in Christ. We can eat that food. We could. But it's not about what you want. It's not about your rights. It's not about your desires. It's not about you. It's about them, right? And if what you do, even if it's not wrong, if what you do is going to hurt them, then it becomes wrong, even though it's right? And so you get that. That's basically what Paul is teaching again and again in different ways. So I love 1 Corinthians. It's a difficult letter because it's so contextual. It's so out of the first century, and the issues that they're facing aren't exactly the issues that we're facing today. Even the stuff about like marriage and lawsuits, like it's not what we think about. So there's a lot to know and learn to really get in this, but you can trace the principles. How is Paul teaching them to love like Jesus, the way of the cross, that looks like foolishness to the world? And if you can trace that through, you will get so much out of 1 Corinthians. So enjoy this week of reading. Check out the Bible Project summary video if you didn't. Ask me questions. I'd love to hear them, love to talk about this. This is a great thing to talk about. All right, have a great week of reading.